take the standard Muslim arguments like, oh, the Quran's been perfectly preserved, and you could have a debate about a philosophical claim whether a book being perfectly preserved for 14 centuries would or would not be evidence for Islam or for the Quran. And I happen to think, obviously, if you had a book sitting somewhere for 14 centuries, then I wouldn't think that's terribly impressive. If somehow every time a person sat down to write a copy of this book, they were miraculously preserved from error, I would actually think that's actually some kind of evidence. But all of a sudden you look into the issue and it's just total nonsense. There's actually nothing there. There's tons of textual variants and missing passages and so on.
At the end of the day, let's be honest with the facts. And it seems that very early on, the Quran is an established text. Get over it. I think it's just very tough. I think people are hurting themselves. They're looking silly, I think, by trying to pretend that there's just like, no, that's not it. This is 100 years later or something. No. Right, stop. Just stop. Okay. And just let's start recognizing that. Okay. Because you just look kind of silly. That's my opinion
about this, but it's of course absolutely absurd to see these kind of polemics between, say, Christian fundamentalists and Muslims, where the Christians are saying, look, your book isn't preserved. It's like, well, sure.
Good point.
But you literally do not have anything, like the first 200 years. And then you have like a credit card size thing. It's like, well, the Quran is complete. We have really a complete Quran, basically, in fragments, right, of different manuscripts, multiple times attested within the first century. That is just not something you can say about the Bible at all. And it's, front to back. And, there are some bits that we don't have multiple attestations of, but we basically have the full text in the first century.
I don't feel very well. I have an anxiety issue, which is why I don't want to have these conversations with these people.
I don't know. I don't get butthurt. Don't get butthurt. That's all I'm saying. So I think, like you said, facts. Let's stick with the facts. So thank you so much, Dr. Van Putten. So now you know it's true.
Yeah,
Just in case anyone was wondering.
Darn, now we're all totally out of order.
Yeah, no, I can relax on David's chest instead of AJ's chest.
Can we? No, I got to switch hands now to high five. This is anyway.
You're finished. You're finished. You're finished. You're finished. Wallahi, you're finished. Wallahi, you're finished.